The new mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, Gary van Niekerk, says he's ready to hit the ground running. His priorities are delivering services to communities and fighting crime. Our reporter, Ronald Masinda, is in Gqeberha, where the mayor briefed the media a little bit earlier. Let's go to him now just to find out what the mayor had to say. And good afternoon, Ronald. You know, every mayor who comes in, he says, I'm here to deliver services, to serve the people and the communities and the residents of my city. So what did this new mayor focus on? What did Mr. Gary van Niekerk focus on?
Good afternoon, Pradhan. Well, he views himself as the messiah of the poor people from Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. He says that now that he is mayor, he will address the needs of the poor, especially in areas such as the northern areas where he comes from, where gang violence is still rife. He said during his opening address that at least 20 people are murdered there, and it is a very unreported issue, particularly in that area. So he says crime will be one of the top priorities that he will focus on in trying to deal with it. He also says that the energy crisis is still cause for concern, where we've been hearing quite a lot of problems with regards to the substations here in the Nelson Mandela Bay region, where there have been power outages even outside of the load shedding schedule. Now, we also know that this is a part of the world that has been grappling with the water crisis, although the dam levels have improved due to recent rains. One of the problems that Gary van Niekerk wants to resolve is the issue of water infrastructure, to ensure that people receive water regularly. He also made mention that tomorrow they will be having a budget meeting with the coalition partners, where they will be trying to find out ways to spend money effectively. Also saying that with him in charge, there will be no issues of corruption. But what we saw today, Pradhan, and that is during his announcement of the Executive Council, we saw there were a few people within that council, and it raised concerns as to why didn't we see all of the people who were named in his committee. And this also fueled rumors as to whether or not there were already problems within this coalition government. But we also heard from another source that the EFF and Patriotic Alliance were probably not seeing eye to eye with some of the appointments made. But Gary van Niekerk has assured the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay Metro that everything is good for now. This is what he had to say further.
I mentioned the other day that in this metro we've got a couple of disasters. One is the electricity, or crisis rather. Crises, plural form, before somebody starts attacking my English. It's the electricity crisis, crisis that we are all suffering under. That's one. Two, it's the water crisis. We've had some nice rains now in the last couple of weeks, but also resulted in people's homes being flooded, which was then a disaster on its own. But we were able to deal with that as well. The third crisis that I always talk about, that I spoke about earlier, is the crime. It is indeed a crisis. And then the fourth one is the underspending, which I mentioned in my speech. I beg your pardon, which I mentioned in my speech. Now, constant monitoring, evaluation, that is the foundation to holding us accountable.
You know, Ronald, I'm wondering if this is a false start, yet another false start for a mayor for Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, as we've seen in these, some of these challenged, let's call them that, multi-party coalition governments. I mean, you said just now there were not many people that he's appointed to his committee. They didn't turn up. And now the DA is saying this is a disastrous appointment or election.
And according to former Mayor Ratief Orendal, he alluded to the political instability that has been experienced here in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, where they've had 7 mayors since 2016 with 15 votes of no confidence. Now, the DA they are still up in arms as to why Ratief Odendaal, after 8 months, he had to be removed from his position, because under the DA, Ratief Odendaal says that they've managed to fix 20,000 potholes during that 8 months in office, with 40,000 potholes still remaining. He also says that they've built over 500 RDP houses, and this was a vast improvement from the previous years under different coalition leaders. But what Ratief Odendaal also highlighted was the issues that this municipality could now face, because they say that Gary van Niekerk, who was also a former speaker of the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality, was suspended on 2 occasions, and this could also be unsettling in terms of the way he could be leading this coalition government. But let's take a listen to what Odendaal had to say further on that matter.
Seen an exodus of skills out of the municipality. In actual fact, we had to employ contract engineers because there were just no engineers left within the municipality. No professional administrator wants to work in an environment where he or she could potentially be ousted within a couple of months. Why would you make a career move like that? So when we run adverts for top management, it's difficult for us to attract good quality skills, because people don't want to work in Nelson Mandela Bay anymore. Now, we've worked very, very hard to stabilize the administration over the last couple of months, and it would be a very sad day if political instability is going to undo all of the work that we've done over the last couple of months.
Thank you very much, Ronald Masinda there in Gqeberha, just wrapping up what happened today. They have a new mayor there. How long will he last? Well, time will tell.